People, welcome in. How are y'all doing? Give it a minute or two to get into the chat. I'm gonna give it a minute or two to get into the chat, and then we're gonna get started. If you are here, welcome to week 2 of buying a home in 90 days or less. This is week 2. Gotta get my slides ready. Welcome in. Welcome in. We're gonna get started in here very shortly. Welcome in, people. We're going to be getting started here in a second. See, I'm giving y'all even a little bit of tunes as we wait. So, like, you're not like here in silence. I mean, I really don't have control of the music because I don't want to get copyright strikes, but I'm giving y'all a little something. All right, I'm giving another 15 seconds and then we are going to get started. All righty, good people. Good afternoon. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to the second week of buying a home in 90 days or less. I'm going to start off with that. Buying a home in 90 days or less is a hook, but really and truly, this really represents wherever you are in this journey. If you have a desire, an aspiration, a want to become a homeowner, this is the first step because I'm putting you on free game. You got a 13-week series that takes you through the buying journey. So whether you are 90 days or less or 90 days or more, welcome. This is a step-by-step guide to navigating the home buying journey, and you have me to help you to navigate the Atlanta real estate market. So let's get into it. Here's the goal of this presentation. As if whoever attended last week, the presentation, I want you to take away 3 pillars. For this presentation, I want you to, 1, get prepared for the home buying journey because let's face it, the home buying journey is daunting. Number 2, take action. A lot of times I get a lot of messages in my DMs on different social media platforms or in person about, hey, like I've been thinking about buying a home. I've been wanting to buy a home. But the reality is, in this type of journey, this is not a sit idly by and spectate. Like you actually have to take action. You have to implement and execute for you to accomplish this goal. So the second action, the second pillar is to take action, and 3 is to celebrate and close. Because let's face it, this journey is daunting, and there's a lot of things that goes into it as far as preparation and as far as you are in the home buying process to purchase the home. So we should celebrate. You should be proud of that accomplishment. And honestly, the goal is to give every aspiring homeowner in the Atlanta area the knowledge, the confidence, and the step-by-step roadmap, which I'm providing for you, that you need to go from rent to the homeowner in 90 days or less with an asterisk. So you may be plus, you may be less. A little bit about me. I am an Atlanta-based realtor, and as I said before, I know firsthand about the home buying process and how overwhelming it can feel, especially when you don't know where to start. And that's why I created this series, because I felt if I'm able to help you step by step, week by week, I'm going to empower you. I'm going to empower some. I'm going to make some feel confident to want to take that step and actually go through the home buying process. I'm David A. Simpson. I'm the founder of Live&Gather Homes that were brokered by Real Broker. I specialize in helping buyers and sellers, relocators across the Atlanta area, not just find a house, but find a right home for your situation in this current season. Our seasons change, so we always have to adapt and evolve. And I'm here to help you and navigate with you as those seasons change. So, as I said before, this is 13 weeks of real education, real answers, no gatekeeping. And I am glad that you're here. So, let's get started. Now, this week, we are in week 2. We're talking about Credit Score 101. Everyone, you got to be excited about this. And really and truly, the biggest myth that I see when it comes to credit scores is the understanding of what is the lowest, what is the highest credit score you can get. And for me, I think that the biggest myth is that you need a 750 or higher credit score to qualify for a mortgage. And that I see that a lot. I've actually put up a couple polls out there to see what people's thoughts are. And the reality is that that's one of the biggest myths. And I think that 750, 800 credit score, I think it gets mixed up with like what credit score gets you the best rate. But the reality is you don't need 800 credit score to buy a home. And we're going to break down the real numbers so you can think about where you currently are and how you can position yourself for the best loan. 550. So for FHA loan, which is a government backed loan, the minimum credit score that you need is 580. And you can qualify for this loan with just a 3.5% down payment. So what does that mean? Let's say you want to purchase a home for $300,000. If you have your minimum credit score of 580, the only thing you need is 3.5% down to qualify for this loan. So in a $300,000 house, you need roughly $10,500 to purchase the home. Now you may be saying here, like, David, $10,500 is a lot of money. The great thing is there are plenty of down payment assistance program if you meet some of the qualifications that this can really help you take advantage of your credit score, your financial situation, that you can get a down payment assistance on top of your loan that you may have to come with minimal money to the closing table. So that's really great. FHA loans are more forgiving of past credit issues because the government backed loan, and it's a stepping stone. So the reality is, and this is why I want to stress this, home ownership, as I talked about last week, is one of the surefire ways to build the long-term financial stability in your household. I'm going to say that again. Purchasing a home has the opportunity to build long-term financial stability in your household. So it's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. So in this situation, when we're thinking about credit scores, yeah, your credit score may be 580. Yeah, your credit score may be 600. And we'll talk about what credit scores can do to you depending on where you are. But the reality is, with homes still continuing to appreciate, the reality is if you get into a home now, improve your credit, you can refinance later when your scores improve, and you'll see how that would even save you money, which is huge. Conventional loans. Conventional loans now, this loan, there's a little bit more different with conventional loan, but with this loan, your minimum credit score is 620. And this is what I'll tell you basically between the two. FHA loans are a little bit more forgiving. However, they are a little bit more demanding on what you can and can't do as far as to qualify for the loan. Conventional loans are a little bit more, they give you a little bit more lax on the restrictions. So you have more things that you can do and grab and take advantage of in the conventional loan. And the minimum for that is 620. So with the conventional loan, this is the baseline of 620. Higher credit scores like 740 plus, they secure some of the lowest rates and cheaper PMI. And I'll talk to you about that a little bit later. The way to think about credit, this is what I'm going to say. The way to think about credit is your credit score, depending on how high it is the lower amount that you have to pay to borrow the money, interest rates. So let's say, for instance, if you have a 800 credit score, you can probably get a 5.99 interest rate right now, where the average interest rate is maybe 6.6 right now. But having a really good credit score, you're going to get prime rates at 5.99. Let's say with the same 580 credit score, you might be on this 6.8, 6.9 side of the scale. So your interest rate and how much money you're paying per month in interest may be higher if your credit score is lower. That's why I said it doesn't matter where you are right now about where you're going. This is an opportunity for you. If you improve your credit score, you can refinance and save you money later. Some of the things also I will note about the difference between conventional and FHA loans. FHA loans are a little bit more forgiving on your credit utilization and debt to income ratios. And that's basically the amount of money you have coming in divided by your debt. There's a percentage that comes with that. FHA will give you a higher debt to income ratio versus conventional will give you a lower debt to income ratio. But you have the opportunity to take advantage of some of those interest rates. So small tweaks in your credit utilization can bump you into a better rate tier. And credit utilization is super important. I would also say paying your bills on time actually helps you tremendously. That's probably the one thing that a couple hiccups can take a really long time for it to be erased. So free game, whatever you do, no matter what happens when you have bills like credit related bills that you have to, like your credit card and car payment, house, rent. I mean, not necessarily rent, but pay your rent. But I would recommend that you always, if you cannot make extra on the payment, at least make the minimum payments because that builds your on time payment history. And we want a long runway with on time payments. This was actually very interesting. I did not know this. So as I was researching for this week, did some research on the average credit score. So the average US FICO credit score is 717. And the reality and this is why I recommend that if you are not sure where you are, connecting with someone like me or one of my partners to have the pre-approval done, you'll be surprised where your credit score is. Because with this, we found that, hey, most buyers already have the credit required to purchase a home. And I don't want you to disqualify yourself. That's why I recommend, and I'll talk about it later on in the call to action of booking a discovery call with me. Let's see where you are. And lenders can do a soft pull on your credit, which has no impact to your credit score. And there's a difference between soft pull and hard pulls. Soft pulls is going to give you a bird's eye view. Or a hard pull, if your credit is going in the right direction, it's not going to impact it too much. But I do think hard credit pulls do benefit you in the long run because it won't miss some of the things that a soft pull will miss. I'll give you an example. Maybe you had a big bill that was sent to collections and maybe the soft pull didn't get that. Let's say the hard pull will get that because that could potentially be counted against your debt to income ratio. So just something there to think about. But as I said before, we just want to take away this, right? As we are entering this home buying journey, and anything you do today can affect your credit, right? Every payment you make towards your credit can impact your credit positively or negatively. So good credit can really open the door for you. But I don't want that to hinder you from getting started in this process. As we wrap up this week, I want to have two takeaways. As we talked about before, we talked about the importance of one, getting prepared. This is part of the preparation in the home buying journey. Getting prepared is reaching out to me. As you see on my screen there, I have the book a discovery call. Reaching out to me to have a discovery call, maybe getting that soft credit pull on your credit to see where you actually are. Because honestly, you can have the money and not have the credit, or you can have the credit and not have the money. And obviously, and as I talked about earlier, there are down payment assistance programs that can help you. So it's better for us to really know where we are and come up with a customized plan for your situation so that you are equipped and ready to enter this journey once we figure out where you are right now. So I still like to say the next step is if you have any questions, if you're not sure where you are and you're like, hey, I want to talk, take out your phone, or if you don't have a phone here, you can reach out to me at liveandgatherhomes.co/contact, and I would love to help you and guide you and get you in the right direction. But while we're here, follow me for other home tips. I do real estate tours of listings that I'm touring or that I'm working through. I give real estate tips for my buyers, my sellers, my relocators on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. I have these weekly series. I have this weekly series. This is a 15 to 20 minutes unless you have questions. I try to keep this very palatable so that each week you walk away with something, you do something differently. So that's as we wrap up this week, week 2 of Credit Score 101 in the buying a home in 90 days or less. So we went over credit score. So now we know our key takeaways for today is that for the minimum credit score for FHA loan is 580. Then we go to conventional loan. Conventional loans, the lowest credit score is 620. We also have USDA loans, and that is a loan that you're living on the outside of the metro Atlanta area. You can get it for a little as zero down. That has a minimum score of 640. Maybe you have served in our military. The VA loan has no official minimum, and it's a great option if even if you haven't served, but maybe your spouse have served. We have great opportunities here, and what we've seen through my research is that the average FICO score is 717. That may not be you, but that's fine. Reach out to me regardless. Let us really come up with a customized plan. If your goal is to become a homeowner, let's start that journey today. So reach out to me. You can reach out to me on the socials as well. Twitter, not Twitter. I'm actually not on Twitter now that I'm talking to you about this. I'm sorry. Reach out to me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Book a discovery call if you have questions. I'm here to help. And I hope that you all have a great day. Until next week.